In this video, we're going to start a study of conditional statements. Conditional statements are one of the most important types of statements in mathematics. Actually, most of the theorems that we're going to see in analysis are of this form. Okay, so what is a conditional statement? Well, given two statements P and Q, a conditional statement, which is also called an implication, is a statement of the form if P then Q. And we call P the hypothesis and Q the conclusion. And what it means is that whenever P is true, Q must be true as well. And some notation that we use for it is we say P, an arrow with like two lines, and P implies Q, and it reads P implies Q, or if P then Q. Now, to understand the meaning of the quantifiers, I like to use this example. Imagine that your parents tell you that if your analysis mark is 80% or more, then we will give you £1,000. When can you be angry at your parents and say, hey, you lied to me, that's not nice? Well, here we have four options. You got 95% in analysis and your parents gave you the £1,000. You get 90% in analysis and your parents don't give you the £1,000. You get 65% in analysis and your parents give you £1,000. And you get 60% in analysis and your parents don't give you £1,000. Please pause the video and think about when you're really allowed to be angry at your parents and call them liars. Welcome back. Okay, let's take a look at this. Well, I'm pretty sure the first option is great, we'll be very happy, you got 95% analysis and £1,000. It doesn't get any better than that. But now what happens if you get 90% analysis and your parents said, we were joking, you are not getting the £1,000. You are right to be angry because they promised you that if you got more than 80%, you were going to get £1,000 and you didn't get anything. So they lied to you. Now, what happens if you get 65% in analysis and your parents still give you £1,000? You're not going to be angry at your parents. You might be a bit upset that your mark was not as good as you would have liked, but hey, you have £1,000. So, okay, it's fine. You cannot be angry at your parents. And what happens if you get 60% and your parents don't give you £1,000? Well, you cannot be angry at them. But you might be a bit upset because, well, you didn't do well in analysis, you also didn't get the money. But mostly because you didn't do well in analysis, I'm sure. So in that case, you could be upset, but you cannot be angry at your parents. And in the previous case, maybe your parents were feeling very generous. Like you didn't get the mark, but maybe they thought that you worked hard enough to deserve the £1,000. So as you see, there's only one scenario where you can actually be angry at your parents. And it's when you got the marks and they didn't deliver, they didn't give you the money. So when the hypothesis is false, we cannot say that the implication is false. Your parents never told you what was going to happen when you got less than 80%. Maybe they were planning to give you the money anyways. Maybe not, I don't know. But we will never know because they didn't tell us what was going to happen if your mark was less than 80%. So in this case, we must take an innocent until proven guilty approach. And whenever the hypothesis is false, the statement, like if P then Q is true. Okay, so just to summarize, the statement if P then Q is true when P is true and Q is true, P is false and Q is true, P is false and Q is false. Remember, when P is false, we don't care. The statement is always true because we never said what was going to happen if P didn't happen. And then the only case when the statement if P then Q is false is when P is true and Q is false.